I haven't made any videos in a while. I've been super busy. And I was making a video on this hydraulic pump off of John Deere, the radial pump. And I put you on pause and my phone went to cool down mode and I lost all that information. So I'm just going to do a little rundown with you here, give you some tips and pointers. I highly recommend, if you decide to tackle one of these radial pumps, that you do as I've done here and number your pistons and lay them out in the order that they come out. I also put a number on my caps too. So I think that's very important, because if you take the number 1 and put in the number 2, or the number 2 into the number 1, then that sleeve and piston has worn differently and it's not going to seal up like it should. But anyway, I took all the pistons and springs out, and the problem was this pump was raising sand and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And anybody who's ran these here radial pumps knows you got an isolator between your crankshaft and your front of your pump. And I've tore 2 isolators up and this thing was raising sand, so I decided I'd do a video tearing it down, because these things are very expensive, guys. And hey, there's nothing here that you can't do yourself other than rebore and resize your pistons and things of that nature. You'd have to send it off or just buy another pump. But anyway, all my pistons and springs, they look fine. There's no problems with those. So I had a feeling it was a bearing issue. I actually set up my indicator and was showing that I had 0.002 in play on the shaft, which is correct. But I didn't get to get that because of the video, my phone acting up. But anyway, once you take these pistons out, your shaft is going to be sitting here, and it will come out pushing from the front to the rear. And when you take this plate off, and I did find out, I did notice here, that I've got a little damage here on my back plate. I don't know if it's been that way or if that's something that happened. I don't have a clue. But it's not going to hurt anything. And also, guys, this is where you put your shims, the shim end play on these pumps. I think I actually had to make that shim, and you can see that's pretty dang thick. This ain't my first time I've had this pump apart. I had it apart a couple years ago. When you take this back plate off the back of your pump, be very careful unless you have a new seal kit. Little O-rings that go around here. Make sure that you have them all and they're all in place. You also are going to have a little O-ring here and an O-ring here. Be very sure those are in place when you put the back on your pump, or you will leak to no end, or it won't pump right or suck air. So I found my problem. I'll take you over and show what I found. And no, you don't have to have a lathe to test a bearing, but I had put this on my lathe so I could clean the front of my shaft up. I got a little bit of grooving going on, but it wasn't leaking no oil. So, but yeah, this bearing here is fine. This bearing here has went bad. I don't know if you can hear that, but that bearing has to be replaced. So it's going to have to be pressed off. Now, I'm fixing to give you guys a great tip. On these bearings of any kind, I don't care what they're in, these bearings have a number on the back side of the bearing. All bearings have a number. You've got to pull this one out or pull it off before you can see that number. But listen, I mean, if it floats your boat, float it. But if you want to go to John Deere and spend $120 to $175 for one of these bearings, more power to you. When you can get the same exact bearing at your local parts store or bearing supplier or online. Seriously, guys, even if it's a different manufacturer, they will cross over the numbers for you, and it will be the same quality of bearing. I hope that helps somebody out there and saves somebody some money. I've been doing that for a long time with bearings. Yeah. So, well, at least I found my problem. I wasn't sure there for a minute if I was going to find anything. And let me share something else with you here. On this pump, a lot of people have problems with this pump. Forgive the shakiness. Front seal pouring oil out. Well, the way you fix that front seal, now if you're really lucky, there's a snap ring. There's a snap ring inside of here that you got to take out. Once you take that snap ring out, I don't know if my camera is going to pick that snap ring up or not, but there's a snap ring in here. Once you take that out, the seal comes out. You may be able to, with the shaft still in place, to get something in there very carefully and pry that seal out. Slide the other one in and put your snap ring in without taking the pump off. I don't know. I've never tried it that way. It's worth a shot. But I can't guarantee you can get that seal out that way. And if you can't get it out that way, well, you're going to have to take it off. You're going to have to take your pistons out, number them, and then your shaft, you take your back plate off, and just slide your shaft from the back, and then the seal. Then your seal's very easy to get to, as you can see. Alright guys, going to keep it short today. Just wanted to share that little bit of information with you, and I hope that helps somebody on those bearings, because it don't matter, a car bearing or whatever, get the number off of it, cross it over, save $1. Take care, guys.